Hi everybody, it's Tarkhan back with another video. I hope everyone's doing great out there. I'm doing fantastic. I have a question from a commenter regarding manifesting two specific people at the same time, right? I thought that was an interesting question because I don't get that question a lot, and I think most of you out there have that one specific person that you want to manifest. But what about if you have more than one person in mind, right? So that's an interesting one. And I would say really, honestly, the process is the same for manifesting one person, manifesting two people, manifesting 10 people. You know, you want to manifest a whole orgy of people, then go ahead and use the same process. You visualize the end result, right? You feel the way you want to feel if you were in that situation already. You carry yourself the same way. But there are a few things that I want to say about that, okay? For one thing, I mean, you may have an idea about monogamy versus polyamory and that kind of thing. I have manifested more than one specific person at the same time, or more than one person at the same time, let's say, specific people as well, but I tend to be less specific these days in who I want to manifest into my life, right? I focus more on the qualities of the people that I'm after. All right, the qualities of the kind of partner that I want. I do this with friendships, okay? I do this with all kinds of relationships. I do this with strangers. You know, when I get up in the morning, here's the kind of people I want to run into today, all right? You know, they have these kinds of qualities. This is what I want to project as well. So, in other words, you can be specific in terms of, well, I want Sarah and I want Barbara or I want Billy and I want Stephen. You know, what that kind of way you can do that, okay? And I've never been much of a, you know, monogamist, to be honest, and I've mentioned that in videos before, but, you know, whatever your idea or philosophy about that is, if you want to date more than one person, go ahead and do it. But here's a way to kind of, you know, maybe bypass the whole idea of, well, I have to manifest that person separately, and then I got to manifest this person separately, and how do I divide my time in terms of visualizing and whatever. You know, really a way to kind of simplify the process if this is what you're going for, okay? If you got more than one person in mind, or say you don't have anyone specific in mind, but you just want to kind of date. You want to date more than one person. Maybe you just aren't even looking for a relationship necessarily right now, or, you know, anything long-term or involved, but you just kind of want to have fun. You want to go on multiple dates. You want to have multiple people in your life that you kind of bounce back and forth between, or whatever it is, or you just want to meet a bunch of strangers and go on first dates, have one-night stands, whatever it is. You want to be able to identify the qualities that you're looking for, okay? So making a list, and this person who left the comment actually was saying that they had made a list, you know, on both people and felt really good about that. And I think that's a great way to go. And, you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of making lists, especially when it comes down to, you know, figuring out what it is you want, okay? Sometimes when you don't have a specific person in mind, but you're kind of like, I'm tired of being single, I want to be with somebody, I want to date around, I want to have some kind of a love life or dating life or romantic life or even just a sexual life going on, and I don't know really what that looks like or what the kind of people are that I want to attract into my life. You got to become clear about that first, right? What is it about these, if you got two specific people in mind, what is it about these two specific people that you want so much, that you like so much, that you're so attracted to, right? That you're pulled towards, drawn towards them. So you want to start with that because that's going to bring you clarity. Because remember, if you're inconsistent in terms of what it is exactly that you want, you're going to get inconsistent results. All right, which is perfectly fine if you're using that process as a way to figure out what it is that you want. Then, you know, be very general about things, or just kind of go, okay, you know what, I just want to attract some people to date, to kind of have fun with, to hang out with, and whatever it is, and that will help me figure out what it is I'm after specifically, right? Now, if you do know what it is you're after specifically, or if you know the kind of the people specifically that you're after, that you want to be dating and want to be more romantically or sexually involved with, figure out what it is about those people. And of course, this works too with just one specific person, okay? It doesn't matter, right? Two people, three people, one person, doesn't matter. Figure out what it is about them specifically that you're drawn to so much, right? What are their qualities, their personality qualities, their characteristics, their physical qualities that you like so much? What is it about them, right? And as you write those things down, you begin to see kind of what kind of characteristics, qualities that you're after just in general in somebody, in a partner? Or what's important to you? What is it that you value the most, right? It could just be a purely, meat-driven sexual kind of desire. I love their body. I love, how pretty they are, how good-looking they are, whatever it is. It could be that, okay? If it's purely a sexual kind of relationship that you're looking for. It could be just, I like the fact that they're always a very positive, optimistic person. They make me feel hopeful. When I'm around them, I feel calm. I feel at peace. I feel at ease, right? I love that they're generous. I love that they get along with my mother or my father. I love that they love pets. They love animals. I love that they're good with children. I love that they know how to cook a decent meal. I love that they're driven and enthusiastic and ambitious. Whatever it is that you like about them, write those qualities down, okay? And try to do it in a way that you're not so specific in terms of, well, this is, it has to be Barbara. It has to be Stephen, okay? What is it about Stephen and Barbara that you like so much, all right? And as you write that down, and this is, of course, specifically addressing the question of what if I want to manifest more than one person, there are qualities in those people that you're interested in, you see? So as you isolate those qualities and you write them down, because the act of writing, guys, is very powerful, especially in manifesting, especially for creating clarity for yourself, and especially writing it down by hand, all right? And now, if you're not big on doing that, that's okay. You don't have to make this that intricate or, that detailed or that much of a chore. You can write down very basic things. And if you're a list maker like me, you're going to write down, you're going to just keep writing, and you'll have like 45 things on your list of what you like about the person, what you want about the person, but the point of this is, of course, is to get yourself to focus on what it is you want, and get yourself to focus on highlighting the good qualities in these people. Okay. So now, several things can happen here. You'll attract both of them, or you'll attract somebody that encompasses both of their qualities in this sort of perfect manner, in this one perfect package, okay? So, it could be either way. Now, you could be specific. It doesn't have to be somebody new and random, okay? But as long as you have the clarity and the specifics down of what it is you like about them, and you highlight those things in your mind, you will attract more of those qualities from those specific people, and you will attract more of those specific people coming into your life, right? What's your life going to be like? What happens when you date two people, okay? What's that going to be like? Put yourself into that mindset, project yourself into that reality, being the person that you would be, living the way that you would be living, feeling the way you would be feeling, thinking the way you would be thinking, speaking the way you would be speaking, carrying yourself the way you would be carrying yourself if you were dating these two people, okay? How do they get along with each other? How do you get along with them? How do you divide your time up between the two of them, all right? Are you guys all together in a sort of that kind of way? Or, is it like, I see him on Thursdays, I see him on Saturdays? What's that look like, okay? So those kinds of things can go on your list as well. But really what you want, if you have more than one person in mind, all right? Now, this is true for people who have one specific person as well. There are qualities that you're after in that person. That there are, I always stress this, and I know a lot of people get triggered when I say stuff like this. It doesn't have to be that specific person, okay? It doesn't have to be those specific people. Now, I understand you want it to be those specific people, and that's fine, and it can be. Absolutely, you can have the specific person. But if you allow yourself to kind of just let go of that idea just a little bit, okay? Just ease off on insisting that it has to be that person or those people. And if you separate the form, the name, the ego identity from the qualities that you're after, then what you're highlighting is what you're really after, which is the qualities of those people, you see. Understand that it's never just the specific person that you're after. There's something about them and there's something about you in terms of a state of feeling, a state of being that you want to achieve, but that also there's something in them that you're drawn to, okay? And could those qualities be satisfied by another party? All right, by somebody else, okay? You have to be able to sort of open yourself up to that, okay? You have to be willing to open yourself up to that. Now, it doesn't mean that if you do, and I get this a lot, it doesn't mean that if you do, that it won't be that specific person. most likely, the likelihood is that if you do let go of it needing to be that specific person, it will be that specific person more than if you cling to it having to be them. Does that make sense? Because if you're clinging to, it having to be them, then you're coming from a place of need and neediness, all right? Which is an energy and a focus of not having, of lacking, all right? So you want to be about abundance and having the things that you want. So by writing down what it is you like about these people, what it is that really draws you to them, you're focusing on having what it is that you want. And then what could happen is, they'll both come into your life, okay? And they'll come into your life in a way where their behavior towards you, their interactions with you, highlights those qualities that you prefer, that you wrote down, that you read every day, that you focus on every day. Or, most likely not or, but actually and another person will come in that will, encompass both of their qualities in one individual, all right? So, in other words, you'll have the option, okay? It won't just be that specific person coming in or those specific people coming in. And it will also be somebody else, another party coming in, because the universe is always going to give you options, okay? It's never going to limit you in the way that you limit yourself. Because when you say it has to be this one person, you're limiting yourself, okay? And by limiting yourself, again, you're highlighting a need for it to be that person. I need that person to validate me because I'm incapable of validating myself. Or not, I'm incapable of validating myself. I just don't know how to do it, right? Or I don't understand the importance of that. So in other words, this is why it always comes back to self-love and making it about yourself, because actually it is about you. It's always about you, okay? So in other words, but let's try to simplify this a little bit. The thing is, yes, you can have two specific people at the same time, and the process is the same across the board for if you just want to manifest one specific person at the same time. But even if it's one person that you're after, the thing is, when you focus on just their good qualities, and when you focus on loving yourself, and when you focus more on wanting rather than needing, okay, when you focus on having rather than lack, all right. In other words, you go about your life, you let go, you've already put the desire out there. You can do your visualizations, your affirmations when it feels good for you to do so. Not out of a place and a sense of need, okay? But when you do these things, that person will come in, and they'll come in the way that you prefer, but they'll be somebody else, all right? Now, I have a video somewhere where I had a woman write me who said, I was trying to manifest my specific person, and I met someone on a train that's exactly like them. I think the name was even the same, if I remember correctly. And they ended up, I think they ended up getting married, if I'm not mistaken. So it was this whole other person, and she just kind of said, oh, well, but here he is, right? Just in another form. But it's basically the same person in essence that I'm after, the same kind of relationship in essence that I'm after, right? So if you can separate what you're after, the qualities that you're after from the form, from the name, from the specific kind of person, it has to be them or it has to be these two people. It will be them and also somebody else, right? So as you make your list, try to think about, again, back to it being two people, two specific people. Think about what qualities they share, okay? Because there's usually qualities that they share. If you're interested in two people, across the board, you're going to be attracted to roughly the same things, all right? Generally speaking, it'll be, I like brunettes, or I like blonde. They're both blonde, or, whatever. They both have blue eyes. They both, have great smiles. They both love to cook. They're both musicians. They, whatever it is. They have kids. They're good with kids. You'll find that they'll have qualities and characteristics in common. You'll also find that they have qualities and characteristics that they don't have in common. But put that stuff on the same list, because as you do, what you get is a more complete picture of the perfect partner that you're actually after, okay? And if you can separate, again, the form from what it is you want, it can come in any form. It can be those two people. It can be one specific person. It can be somebody brand new. Open yourself up to the possibility of that. Keep yourself open to the possibility of that. Because as you do, again, I'll reiterate, okay, for the people out there that are going, no, Tarkan, it has to be them. Okay, I want to reiterate this once again. Open your ears now, okay? Please open your ears. When you make it less important who it is specifically, that specific person will come in more easily. If you insist on it being that specific person, guess what's going to happen? They'll run. They'll be further and further away all the time from you. Okay? So if you want to manifest somebody specific, open yourself up to it being them and somebody else. Having options in your life. Because right now, of course, the reason that you want only the specific person or even only the two specific people or whatever is because you think that's the best you can do. Because you've limited yourself, because you have limited thinking, because you don't value yourself enough, because you don't see your own power enough, right? You don't understand your own power well enough, okay? So you think that person is the only one who can make me happy, the only one who can validate. They're the best I'll ever be able to do because I'm just not good enough. In your own mind, you're not good enough to have all these different wonderful possibilities in terms of partners coming into your life. All right. You know, once I dropped into polyamory some years ago, just on a whim, because I had the same kind of mindset. You know, it has to be that person. I'd get obsessive about this girl or that girl until finally I realized, I met some people in that polyamorous community and I thought, well, this seems easier somehow, right? Why does it have to be one specific person? Look at all these people around me that I could potentially have interactions with, right? Can have relationships with, can have something meaningful with. Why does it have to be one person? And as I did that, all these people came into my life and I had a wonderful time, all right? And again, once I switched back to, maybe now I want to keep it to just one person, then that became a possibility again, but it gave me so much more clarity. It gave me so much more understanding of my power. It gave me so much more understanding of the abundance that is all around us, because I understood as I was focusing and insisting on it being one specific person that I was living in this, with this kind of tunnel vision, seeing myself as a limited being, seeing the world around me as being limited. Okay, see this idea of that somehow love and affection and these things that we're after are in limited supply, that they're sort of resources that are going to run out, okay? Or that if I was with somebody that I really liked and I really enjoyed being with, I really wanted, that hit all my, checked all my boxes, that somehow that was a fluke, that I was cheating the universe. God hasn't noticed that I'm enjoying myself yet. I bet, and if they ever go away, if they ever leave my life, then I'm screwed. I'll never have that kind of happiness again, because who's going to really love me out there like that? I got lucky that this one person came in and loved me like that. And, and nothing could be further from the truth, guys. Understand that this idea of, I need it to be them. I need it to be this specific person, or even if it's two people or three people, it doesn't matter. If you're insisting on it being specifically those people, you're limiting yourself, and it is a result. It's a symptom of your thinking in a limited way about yourself and about the world around you. Okay. So as you look for the qualities, the general qualities that you really like about those people, and you write that down and you focus on those things. And if you identify the state of being that you're after, what it is you want to feel as a result of being in those relationships with those people, then you're being more general about it. And then you're allowing anybody, any possibility to come in and satisfy that for you. You see, it expands your mind. It expands your horizon to the degree that now suddenly you begin to see all these possibilities in your life. You begin to see how abundant the universe is, and you begin to see your own power in creating exactly what it is that you want. Okay? So again, I want to reiterate this again. You can have the specific person. It can be that person, but you have to understand and let go of it needing to be that person, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's one specific person, two specific people, three specific people, 10 specific people, okay? If you have a need for it to be those people specifically, you're going to have a very difficult time manifesting anything in terms of relationships in your life, okay? The same goes for anything, for money, for health, for whatever it is, all right? Because you're focusing on lack by doing that. And you're saying, I'm not good enough on my own. I'm not complete enough on my own. Only these people can complete me. You're giving your power up to them, all right? And you're limiting yourself. And if you see yourself as being a limited being, the universe has to agree with you. It can only ever say yes to you. It can't say no to you, you understand? So when you say, I'm a limited being, the universe goes, yes, you are. You're a limited being, and it's going to keep giving you evidence of that. when you flip that belief system and you open yourself up to all the possibilities, and you see that you're not a limited being, and you see that you're an abundant being, you see that you're capable of creating anything that it is you want and everything that it is you want, you don't have to limit yourself to one channel or the other channel or one form or the other form. And you say, you know what, I'm open to all possibilities. I'm open to it being them. I want it to be them, but I'm open to being somebody even better. Somebody that if I want these two people in my life, what do they share in common? Can I manifest somebody that has all of those qualities that I want? Yes, you can, right? If you see yourself, you say, I am powerful. I'm a powerful, capable creator. I have many, many options and opportunities in this life. I came here to enjoy life. I came here to taste everything. This world is a buffet, and I want some of this, and I want some of that, and I want some of the other thing. The universe goes, yes, the world is a buffet. It's open to you. It's your oyster. You can have anything that you want. But you have to start with agreeing with that idea. You see, the universe can only agree with you. It can only ever say yes to you. If you say I'm limited, it'll say yes, you're limited. If you say I'm abundant, it'll say yes, you're abundant. And that's the evidence of whatever you believe is what's going to show up in your physical reality, you see. So anyway, I think I got a little off track with the two specific people, but it really, not really, because, it comes down to, whittling away the layers and peeling away the onion layers and looking at the meat of what it is that you really want. So, if you want, like, hey, I want this specific person, that new person, I also want the X back, what do they share in common in your mind, right? What's going on? What qualities do they have in common? Write that stuff down. And as you do so, understand that, yes, you can draw those two people into your life at the same time. Or if it's one specific person, you can draw that specific person into your life. But also always leave it open. Always leave it open to, it could be somebody new, somebody juicy, somebody delicious, somebody exciting, right? But once I started doing that, my world opened up. And it wasn't only just old people coming in that I wanted to come in, but new people. And now I had options, I had choices, because I began to believe that I had choices and options in life. And the more I began to adopt that belief, the more options and choices I had, you see. Wouldn't you rather have choices and options? Wouldn't you rather have a buffet than, just the a la carte thing? I'm only going to have the little, whatever, right? No, you want to taste everything a little bit. You want to see what you're capable of creating. You want to see what's out there for you. Because trust me, everything that you've lived through so far in your life, and that includes all the obstacles and challenges and all the crappy situations and all the crying and tears and pain and sadness and abandonment and anger and fights and rejection and all that icky stuff, put all the perfect possibilities, the opposite of that, into your vortex, as Abraham calls it, which is really just that infinite field of possibilities. All those things are out there. You don't even know all the goodies that are waiting for you, because you're limiting yourself to this one little tiny channel, this one little narrow path. You think that everything you want just right there, and everything out here, you don't even perceive of it, but it's there, you see. Out of all of those challenges in your life, all these beautiful partners and situations and opportunities and relationships are right there. They were created in that moment. All you need to do is move yourself into an awareness of them. And you do that by opening yourself up, broadening your view, okay? Go widescreen, all right? Don't zoom in so hard all the time, all right? Open it up and look around and see what's out there for you, because it's already perfectly set up. And I'll tell you, I had the most fun, the most amazing encounters, both sexual and romantic, that I'd ever had in my life before, once I opened myself up to the possibilities of saying, okay, I want this person, I'll manifest this person, but I'll open myself up to something new as well. Let's see what's out there for me. Can I do any better than this, right? And it would always be that person, specific person, and somebody new that was more intriguing to me. And I forget about that other person. I would date that person. I had the most wonderful times doing that, because I kept opening up my horizon. I kept widening my angle, my view, and saying, wow, look at all this stuff here, okay? So instead of just going, well, I can only eat ramen today, I can only have this, okay? Look at all this stuff that's available to me. All right. So again, if you take the name off it for just a little bit, take the face off it for just a little bit, take the form off it for just a little bit, and identify the qualities that you're after. Write them down. Focus on those exclusively. Okay. And also, like I always say, focus on feeling the way that you want to feel. Get yourself into that mindset, okay? As somebody who has options, somebody who's powerful, as somebody who doesn't get hung up on just one thing or the other thing, how would you feel? How would you speak? How would you talk? How would you, carry yourself? How would you walk down the street, all right? You'll find that that feeling of powerfulness, that the power that you were born with will grow inside of you. And you'll be like, well, damn, I can have anything I want. Okay, cool. Rather than, it's only going to be this thing, all right? Don't limit yourself like that, okay? So I hope that answers that question. I know I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit here and there, which I tend to do. But thanks for watching anyway, guys. Thank you for that question to that person. I don't have your name right in front of me or the comment. It was a very short comment. And you did mention making lists. So again, yes, keep doing that, okay? Get excited about what you want. Again, I'll reiterate, you can have the specific people in the specific person. You will have them more, you will have them quicker if you open yourself up to the possibility that it could also be somebody else. Again, you just open yourself. It doesn't mean that you then have to settle for somebody else and that person will never come in. But if you need it to be that person, they will come in less likely than if you open yourself up to all the possibilities that are there for you, okay? So thanks for watching, guys. I'm 𝗙𝗏. If you haven't done so already, please hit like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it. All right, if you like the cut of my jib. If you want some coaching with me, go ahead. The link for that is down below. If you want to leave me a tip, the links for that are down below as well. Okay, guys, so thank you again for watching. I'm 𝗙𝗏, and until next time, take it easy and happy manifesting, and bye-bye.